show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Your friends that are close in your circle are a photograph of your future. Your friends are a photograph of your future. The Bible puts it like this in Proverbs 11, where there is no counsel, the work falls. But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. There's safety in getting wise people and wise voices inside your circle. When we make good decisions, we make them according to people who are advising us and that we're listening to. Proverbs 24:6 said, for by wise counsel we make war. But in the multitude of counsel, again, he says that there is safety. And in other words, don't ever go to battle without wise voices speaking into your life. Don't ever just tear your life up and go to war, so to speak, without listening to some people who have wisdom and the very Word of God and Spirit of God in your life. Don't go into battle. The Bible said in Proverbs 9 and verse 10, if you rebuke a wise man, he will love you for it. And then he goes on to say, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And so you need these people in your life. Everybody needs people in their inner circle who can influence you with their voice to make the right choices. Saul did not have wise people around him. I'm going to prove that to you in just a moment. He used to have wise people, godly people around him, but pride entered his life. And when pride entered his life, he began to isolate himself from wise counsel. When he started out, the most predominant voice in his life was the voice of God. The voice of God came to him through the voice of Samuel, the elder, Samuel, the prophet. God used Samuel, and when he spoke, the Bible said of the words of Samuel, not one word fell to the ground. Isn't that amazing? It says in 1 Samuel 3:19, not one of his words, God backed up everything that he said. And this was the kind of voice that came to him and said, God has chosen you to be king of Israel. The first king to ever be on the throne of Israel will be you, Saul. That was the voice that used to be at his table. He had wise counsel. The most important voice was, when we're brought to 1 Samuel 20, was no longer in his inner circle. That voice, that elder that had razor sharp sensitivity, that could hear God's voice and speak to him, and it would move him all the way to his bones. Now he has removed that man from his life. And when you remove God's voice, you start hearing other voices. In 1 Samuel chapter 7 in verse 3, it said that as long as Samuel was there by Saul's side, that his words kept the enemy at bay. Wow. How important is it to have some elders, some people who have lived the walk. Some elders may be your mother and your father or your grandparents, and they may get on your nerves because they keep you after spiritual things, and you just want to hear the good things, but you don't always need everybody in your inner circle that tells you what you want to hear. You need some people who tell you what you need to hear, and they don't care whether you want to hear it or not. You're wise if you do that. Right voices, right choices. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel so that you can get notifications on new posts and live streams. Be sure to share this video with a friend. You never know how you can send the Word of God right when somebody needs to hear it. And you can use your social influence for good, for the glory of God. Thanks again. Share it with a friend. And I really appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.